Wida here with another replay, this time on Bel Shir Vestige. And in the top left, spawning as the Red Terran, we've got everybody's favorite, Select. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right as the Blue Zerg, we've got Busker. So just in case you guys do not know who Select is a player from Korea, currently living in Seattle, Washington, in the United States. He has a stream that goes on very frequently, and he is very, very funny, so I recommend that you do check out his stream. I'll put his link in the description. Select is building a supply depot at the ramp into his natural, so nothing special going on here. Busker looks like he's going to be going for... Well, initially I thought he was going to go for hatchery first. He is sending out his drone to scout, so this is a little bit interesting. A lot of Zerg players do not scout with the drone, others do. And it looks like Busker's going to be going for hatchery first. Wow, he's got the pentagram going. Perfect formation. Busker's going to put down the hatchery at his natural. And at the same time, Select is going for the command center first on the low ground. So very aggressive play by Select economic-wise. And now his SCV is going to get picked apart. And this is one of the few reasons that you do not opt to put the CC on the low ground, simply because if there is a drone that is sent by to scout, the SCV has a very difficult time finishing the command center. If Select is not careful here, this might be the end of the SCV. It's got 5 life left, and now Select has to pull that SCV away, and the drone is going to be able to get into the main as well. And this is the main reason a lot of pro players put the command center on the high ground. Not only is it much safer for the SCV, because the SCV cannot be attacked from all angles. The SCV just plays ring around the rosy while constructing the building, and it can't get picked off. But not only that, it finishes the wall in as well. And now Busker knows the Select is getting gas behind this barracks, and that might be some crucial information for Busker to know. And behind this, Busker's just going to go for his third hatchery before spawning pool. So this is going to be a very economic game for both players. Select is going to be able to spot the hatchery at the natural. Generally, that's just a given, but he's not able to see the third. And Select's able to check around here. He sees the spawning pool is delayed a little bit, so Select should know there's something strange going on here. And it'll be up to his SCV to see. Yeah, he's pulling the SCV back now. Is he going to be checking for the third? No, he's going to be pulling away, it looks like. He's actually checking for a third over at this left position. That would be an interesting place to put a hatchery. Doesn't spot it. So Select probably can safely assume that there is a third hatchery down here in this location. And for Busker, it's just completed, and Select's just going to leave this SCV over here. Not sure what he's trying to do with it. Maybe he'll build a proxy barracks or something. And he's going to be starting his wall off here at his natural, so wise choice. And his factory is almost complete, and that's going to switch off with that reactor. And then he'll be able to get a whole bunch of Hellions out to get map control. And you have to remember, Busker was late as he went for that third hatchery very early. And so Select knows that the probability of Busker getting Zergling speed early is very low. And so going for the double Hellions is a smart play. You can get map control much easier because the Zerg player is behind for speed. And this brave SCV has 1 life, and finally he's going to get shot down. All that's left is an arm. That's a horrible way to go. That's a little bit interesting. You know, you get shot by a spine, you blow up, and then all that's left is your mechanical arm. I'm really curious how that works. But anyways, Select is able to control that Xel'Naga tower. The southern Xel'Naga tower doesn't see anything with the vision, but he does know that there are 3 hatcheries, and the double evil chamber is going down for Busker. And this placement of the evolution chambers is a little bit interesting to me, because it's not blocking off anything. And Select does have 4 Hellions now. He's not producing anymore, he's building mines instead, but if Select was going for more Hellions, this could be a huge problem, because Hellions could just run into the main, because there's nothing blocking it. Instead, Select is just going to go for the safe play, which is the wise play. He's going to roast these drones over at the 3rd. Now the Zerglings are coming in. The Hellions are able to get off lots of shots, able to burn even more Zerglings. It's time for some Zerg steak, as I like to say. This last Hellion is valiantly fighting off these Zerglings, but he's finally going to get picked off. But that engagement went very well for Select. He was able to kill 7 workers and a whole bunch of Zerglings for the price of 4 Hellions, so not a bad deal for Select. And I really like this play from Select. He has a Viking out, and the Vikings can pick off stray Overlords, and Zerg players generally like to put Overlords everywhere across the map. And look, Busker's going to hide this Overlord on the left side of the map. And now Busker's in full retreat with his Overlords, but the Vikings should be able to pick off this 3rd Overlord as well. And these Overlords, you know, some players, they say, oh, it doesn't matter if the Overlords are there, I don't need to build a Viking. But the reality is that if you don't get rid of these Overlords here, how can you drop? And there is an Overlord here still, so if Select tries to drop through the left side, the Overlord will be able to detect it immediately. So by picking off these stray Overlords, not only do you make it so that they have to use larvae to produce Overlords instead of offensive units or drones, but it also allows you to drop much better because it's undetected. And this drop has gone undetected. 4 mines. Let's see how many drones he's able to destroy with that 1 mine. Oh, Busker's not paying attention. Oh, boom, 5 drones. Massive losses for Busker. Select must be very happy about that. This medevac is in the red. And this drone is still there. This queen is not moving in to destroy that mine. The mine's cooldown is halfway completed, and it's probably not going to be able to get the next shot off. But that mine has already done his job. Got 5 drone kills, so massive advantage for Select. The resources are still heavily in favor of Busker, but most of that is because of roaches. The second mine is going to be destroyed here, unfortunately. Only getting a mine shot on a queen. There's still 2 mines left in that medevac. And now it looks like the roaches are going to be pushing out with Zerglings and Banelings, and immediately detected by Select's damaged medevac. And it's time for Select to get some bunkers. He doesn't have that many. He only has 1. He actually has a second bunker, but this bunker's over at his prospective 3rd base that is not up yet. Great job by Busker sitting in that lone Zergling to activate that mine, and now Select is under a lot of pressure. He's only got 1 bunker. Those Banelings are going to destroy that bunker in a few seconds, and now Busker's into the natural. That mine hit damaged more of Select's bio than Busker's, and Select is going to withdraw into his main. The roaches are streaming up the ramp. And finally, with Stim, the Marines and Marauders are going to go to town on these Zerglings and Marauders. SCVs are pulled offline. So is that dancing mule right there. That mule's timing is over. The Marines are fighting valiantly. And now there's Contaminate on that barracks. So no more units are going to come out of that barracks. Good move by Busker. Select still has a lot of Marines coming out, fighting off all these roaches. And they're going to get picked up by that medevac. And now they're going to boost away. But the roaches are just enveloping the main base of Select. Select is going to try to regroup himself. He's down by 60 supply. The SCVs are pulled off again to try and build a wall in between the bio and the roaches. They're doing their job, but they're still losing a lot of SCVs, losing a lot of minerals and mining time. Select has a huge deficit now. His supplies are at about 80. Busker's at about 130, and the roaches are just continuously streaming in here. SCVs once again are pulled off the line. The Marines are over-stimming. They're all in the red. The Marauders are not able to kite away from all these Zerglings and Roach acid spits, and I don't think Select can come back from this and Select GG's. So Busker was able to use his 3-base economic advantage and then just noticed that Select wasn't building a lot of things and immediately went for a lot of roaches. Select wasn't ready. And I was a little bit surprised because 10 or 15 seconds before the attack, Select's medevac was able to detect that banelings were morphing in. Banelings take time to morph in. He could have built 2 or 3 more bunkers behind. By the time the attack came in, they might have been half or 3/4 completed. And then if he just delayed a little bit more, those bunkers might have been up in time. Instead, he just left the bunker. He only had 1 bunker completed at that time. And he didn't opt to build any more. And he also didn't build any bunkers in his main to prevent the roaches from further advancing into his main base. So I was a little surprised Select's response in that situation. But credit to Busker, able to identify when to attack. Used all the roaches and banelings perfectly, and Select was not able to react in time. So good game, and I will see you guys next time.